Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Pacific Standard, guys, the millionth show on the internet where we talk about movies and TV shows and stuff from your childhood. I am your host, Carter Briggs. With me, as always, are the other two hosts, Abel Stoica.
Hello.
And the venerable Mason Winter.
Why venerable?
I don't know, man. Fucking, you're venerable. You're honorable, man. You're like a judge.
I appreciate it. I'll take it.
I never know what to say at this part, but I do have something to say right now. So here's a little mini rant before we get started talking about Krampus. I bought a microphone for this podcast because my old microphone got lost. I eventually found it, but I had to get a new Blue Yeti. I got a refurbished one because it was cheaper, and it just didn't sound right the entire time that I've been recording these past few episodes. So then I ordered a brand new one, and I'm going to return this old one, and I plugged the new one in, and it sounded exactly like the refurbished one. So then I did a bunch more audio work. Like every time I've done recording for this, I've gone in beforehand, like for like 20 minutes and just messed with all the settings and everything, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. So I just said, fuck it, and just did it. And now I have a new one, and I really went in on it the other day, and turns out that my computer came pre-installed with this software that AI noise reduces everything so it sounds like I'm talking like into a fucking blender. Like it sounds horrible. And if you've listened to the past few episodes, I'm very sorry because I sound like I'm like talking on like a 1930s radio. And now it's better. I turned that off. I don't know why that was pre-installed. I don't know why it was so hard to find. But here we are, a better podcast because of it. And rant.
We made it.
We did it. No,
I'm using the box with the old microphone as a stand for the new microphone, just to show how far we've come.
To literally spit on that old microphone.
Yeah, literally, figuratively dancing on the grave of the old microphone, which actually probably works completely fine.
Yeah, whose fault it was not. Whose fault it was the fault of your computer.
Yeah, it's the, I don't know, 4%
I was gonna say,
of death row inmates who are actually innocent.
I skipped around in the first episode, and I didn't really notice that. But
that's because Abel's a whiz kid.
Whiz fixed it.
Yeah, after only 4 fucking episodes.
So a month.
It's only a month. It's only the first month of a podcast. Who gives a shit about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one cares until we're at least 2 years in.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
Today we're going to be talking about Krampus.
Sick.
Krampus
we're getting into it.
Is a PG-13 holiday horror smash hit. I don't actually know if it made a bunch of money at the box office, but
and can I say during your intro here, boy, can you feel it's PG-13? Holy fuck!
I noticed that, and as soon as I noticed that, like when putting it on, I was like, okay, I'm probably not gonna actually see anything like no gore, like nothing crazy. It's gonna be like relatively tame, but that's kind of what I expected from like a holiday horror,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched any like other holiday horror movies, but I feel like there's a lot of like way gorier ones, but they're always like the low budget ones, I feel like, or the ones that don't have like, I don't know, this cast is honestly pretty stacked. Any movie that can land Toni Collette has probably at least got something going for it. And I felt like everyone, except for some of the kids, did pretty okay.
I feel like there are not holiday movies, but horror movies that might take place during the holidays, but it's more about like the serial killer or whatever. This to me more felt like about the holiday because it was more about Christmas and like the Christmas spirit.
I definitely felt that as well.
Yeah.
I thought, it was definitely a Christmas movie before, like, that nothing really scary happened for like the first like 30 minutes of the movie, which I guess is
but
like,
the grandma was suspect as fuck.
Nothing really scary happened for the first 30 minutes / the entire run of this film.
Well, like nothing that was intended to be scary. I guess I should
come on, Carter.
rephrase that.
Look,
It was more of a fun horror movie than like a, I don't know.
Are
like
you
a
numb
Hereditary.
to the wind dying down and everything going silent, Carter?
listen.
It's spooky.
Listen, I'm actually before I look here. Abel started the intro. Let me welcome everybody. This is our December holiday film month. Unfortunately for everybody who isn't like a person who celebrates Christmas, the Christmas people have won the film game, and there just aren't that many movies about other holidays. So we're going to be covering 4 Christmas movies this year. Apologies to all the people who don't celebrate Christmas.
The non-existent comments are gonna rip you apart with all.
I know. Because Mason, I just want to get ahead of it because there is a war on Christmas, as you know. That's a joke. I'm too white to make a joke like that, and for people to assume it's sarcastic. I know there's no war on Christmas.
You know they sell like hats that look like Vietnam War veteran hats, but they just say the war on Christmas. I've really thought about getting those before.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was part of my war on Christmas. Also, hey, I'm gonna strike a blow for the war on Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. Fucking happy holidays. Yeah, I'm speaking to everyone, not just some people who believe in a guy in the sky who made a virgin give birth to a guy who then went into the sky. Fucking happy holidays, motherfuckers.
I'm going to make the Starbucks barista write happy holidays on my coffee cup instead of...
I'm going to spin a dreidel this holiday season, motherfuckers. What do you think about that? What do you fucking think about that?
I'm going to carve a pumpkin.
I would hope that it's that I like to toe the line with jokes and push boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Holy fuck. Oh, Mason's striking one for the good guys, clearly.
The good guys.
The good guys.
The good old boys.
The good guys who give a shit about whether or not you say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. The fucking grown-ass men. Those good guys. The good boys.
Good old boys.
Anyway.
Krampus.
Yeah, so welcome to our holiday things. Happy Krampus. Anyway.
Did Adam Scott's character like not realize that his own grandma spoke like very fluent English until she started saying it like at that point in the movie?
Dude,
that was so frustrating.
That was what was frustrating about this movie.
That was one of many.
Look, I don't know if you guys have good things to say about this. I should probably shut up and let you guys say good things about this movie. I'm going to give a spoiler to my overall review. I did not like this movie. It's too long. It's an
hour and a half.
Yeah, and it's too fucking long.
It's like ideal movie length.
Yes,
like this kind of movie.
And literally at the end, I was like sitting, I was like rocking back and forth being like, all right, when are we going to end this? Okay, throw the boy into the burning pit for doing things like wishing his abusive family was less abusive. What a shit kid.
I didn't understand the ending. The ending didn't make any sense. Like
the ending didn't make any sense.
The ending almost pissed me off and ruined the movie for me, but then they fixed it. I liked it.
Well, they made it. It's all a dream, but that's actually not, and you actually all are now in a snow globe in Krampus's basement
in the underworld.
And yeah, is the world over? Like.
No,
or are they just gone?
Them. They're gone.
I think they were in the snow globe the whole time.
No.
Because they went out and like got in the but also cars and stuff. And
the boyfriend's house was trash too. What did the boyfriend do? And he's not at the end.
Well, yeah, because he's in his family's snow globe, dummy.
But why
Maybe
does
when the snowstorm started, they got like teleported into the snow globe, and then the snow globe's like an alternate universe where all the houses are empty and whatnot, and there's like
Krampus showed up because of Max's wish.
Well, yeah,
and so the other families weren't his target, and he just murdered the other people on the block so that they weren't a problem.
But what did they do? He doesn't seem like an entity that is supposed to. The way he's explained is he's an entity that punishes bad behavior, but he seems to just be a psychopath. Murder guy.
I mean, no.
Like, what did the sister do? Why is the sister being punished?
Because she left the house.
But she
You
left
don't
the
leave
house.
the house in a monster movie.
But she left the house after Krampus because of Krampus's shenanigans, not as like a behavior befitting punishment.
That was the.
I think it would have made a lot more sense if Krampus was like not killing the kid and like was trying to do this to like help the kid.
Well, that's
like,
what he didn't. He didn't kill anyone. Now that we realize.
Yeah, but like I feel like the movie would have turned out better if he just fulfilled the wish of the kid and like, started killing them all one by one, and then the family's gone.
He stole a baby. What the fuck did the baby do?
The baby cannot possibly be perceived as part of that wish unless you took it like absolutely literally.
I know, but what?
Like,
that's what I'm saying. What the fuck did the baby do?
It existed.
But like punish the two like cousins. Like the cousins, they suck. The uncle sucks. The aunt, like the
David
older
Koechner?
aunt.
How dare you?
Yeah, he fucking was a shithead. Like punish all the shitheads.
But then the trauma brought everyone together.
Right, but now that they learned that lesson and now they sit in a snow globe in the basement for the rest of time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Max is the only one who remembers.
No, they all remember.
But it seems like they all
No,
remember.
they didn't.
Yeah.
Did they?
No, because they all
looked at
realized,
each other like, huh.
yeah, after he opened the present with the bell.
It didn't seem like. It seemed like just him and the grandma because he looked at the grandma.
No, but
No, I did remember a very confused look on Toni Collette's face.
I'm not explaining or
Okay,
helping
so they
this
all.
movie.
Okay, so then my one gripe with the movie's fixed.
It's perfect. It's
That's
perfect.
your
It's
one
perfect.
perfect film, masterclass in cinema.
It's a masterpiece.
Jesus Christ. All right, anyway, okay, Mason, Abel, do you have anything good to say about this movie before I absolutely tear in?
Yeah.
How about you tear in and then me and Abel will
No.
fix it.
He's
We'll
already
fix
started to
everything.
tear in. How about we build it up a little bit more? Build it up from the scraps that are left behind from Carter's initial rant, and then he can just tear it down again.
Yeah. Okay.
All the notes I took are negative, but I do have positive things to say about the movie. I thought it was.
I have
like,
one note.
What's your one note?
Grandma reminded me of Bathilda Bagshot, and if you'll allow me to explain,
Real? No, that's real.
I don't know who that is.
So have you seen the Harry Potter movies, Abel?
Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of watching them right now.
Where are you at?
Halfway through the second one.
Have you seen them before? What do you mean halfway? What does that even fucking mean halfway?
I watched like an hour of it last night and I got tired. So we're watching more of it tonight or tomorrow night.
Okay. The similarities I drew, nonverbal old woman who is suspect as soon as she's on screen and brings a premonition of impending doom, and that is proven correct in both cases.
And
so she was
snake.
Bathilda Bagshot.
Am I supposed to know who this is?
No, it's a super minor character. They mention her like a lot in one of the books. But like
She
I
was
haven't read the books.
They mention her in like every book loosely because she writes a lot of their like textbooks. She's like a historian.
Yeah.
In the wizarding world.
Okay.
Yes.
Is she?
And she
She's
lives near Dumbledore's family.
Okay.
But that is my one note that I had about this movie was that the grandma reminded me of her a lot.
Yeah,
I can see. What notes did you have?
I'm looking at it now and I'm remembering her from, because she's like possessed or whatever. Like
yes. So she doesn't speak. And then this grandma, she spoke German, but she didn't say any English until the end of the movie.
Until plot required.
Bathilda Bagshot isn't possessed. She's a snake's wearing her skin.
Shape shifted Nagini.
No,
Nagini. I didn't realize that I forgot. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of names in that. And
you know when you like put on a Halloween costume?
Yeah.
Nagini killed Bathilda and then put her on as a Halloween costume.
That's gross. Don't say that.
But that's what happened.
That's what happened in the movie and in the books.
I don't care.
That's just more brutally and grotesquely described
Krampus, I thought was cool. I liked the part where like all the toys started coming to life and like showing up. Like that was fun. Like it wasn't scary really, but it was exciting. And I thought some of the like toy designs, like the clown with the like big teeth on it, I thought that was sick. And the David Koechner shooting the gingerbread man with the shotgun was funny. I think this is much more enjoyable if you kind of treat it as like tongue in cheek and kind of like funny on purpose. But when the elves show up, that really took me out of it, because it's like when you're like watching a play and there's a scene where there's like a lot of action, but it's a play so that no one can actually like get hurt or like get punched or like really like damaged badly. So there's just like a bunch of people running around and like staring at each other. That's what it felt like, because the elves just kind of show up and there's a bunch of loud noises and everyone just stands there and watches.
The characters from the Dark Crystal just barged onto set and just rumpused around.
The masks look horrible.
I will fucking not allow you to besmirch Jim Henson's work like that by comparing the Dark Crystal characters to these fugly piece of shit still-faced masks.
The only similarities I was drawing was like short, big, fluffy characters.
Yeah. Just like the most static, boring character designs, and like just so fucking lame. Anyway.
It was like they should have done something else. Like if they were like fully CGI, I think that could have worked.
The mark of a shit movie when you go, they should have done something else.
They should have done CGI. That would have looked better than the practical effects that they did. I don't know. I felt like maybe like makeup would have been cool, or like maybe they should have just not done a henchman thing and then just have Krampus be the main bad guy of Krampus, like
instead of showing up once to scare a teenager and then not show up until the end of the movie.
Yeah, like it would have been cool if it was kind of like a traditional horror movie, like a slasher thing where there's like one bad guy and you don't know where he is, instead of just, okay, now a bunch of like he's just deciding to have like 10 elves show up out of nowhere. Like that wouldn't.
The hallmarks of a slasher movie are a giant, imposing figure that cannot be stopped by mortal means. Krampus doesn't fit that description. He doesn't fit that description at all. No, he's a giant, otherworldly spirit. So he can't go into the house. He needs a bunch of little guys and a fucking gingerbread to do it instead. Obviously,
no, he can, but he just has a kryptonite like Superman that is fire.
What a dumb kryptonite!
It was like I wish they did more of the stuff with like a hook down the chimney when he got the one kid. That was cool.
That was actually the only good scene in this movie.
You like that scene? Damn, that's cool.
I mean, yeah, it was objectively a good scene.
That's objectively a good scene. The greedy Augustus Gloop character goes
One of the characters wakes up,
Yeah.
Gets lured away from the group and yoinked, and everyone goes ballistic.
Everybody goes
Speaking
ballistic.
of yoinked.
You can see the fear in their eyes. It's like actually like a scene that evokes emotion, unlike every other scene in this movie.
And then partially they, by showing the little gingerbread man to the main mother character, she now like believes all of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought the part where the annoying aunt got yanked out the window was fucking hilarious, and the like slide whistle like zing sound effect was so funny. I'm so glad that was in that movie.
I was so annoyed that like no one knew how to use a gun until she learned how to use a gun in that movie. Did you notice?
Did you? What is it? Is it Adam Scott?
Yeah.
The way he's holding both hands out straight, one with a flashlight and one with a pistol.
And doesn't do anything to just the short little men who came in with sticks. Shoot them! Fucking shoot them! Or take the stick!
This was anything. Like after he had already shot at the snow like pretty like proficiently, right?
Yes! It's when the fucking elves take the baby and everybody's like, well, let's just watch them take the baby.
I tried to go into this movie trying to think of like the intention of it, and what I gathered, especially because of the PG-13 rating, was that it was for like a family who wanted to try something different for a Christmas movie and who had like a little bit older kids who wouldn't be like, freaked out.
I don't think this was a Blumhouse movie, but it's kind of how Blumhouse is just like, well, we can get a little bit more money if we're PG-13 because then like, like freshmen in high school can go on their first date to this movie or whatever. Like it just, I think it makes it a little bit more profitable, but the movie kind of suffers. Like this would have been way more fun if there was just like buckets of blood and just horrible.
I don't think it's going to appeal to that. Like the only people in my mind who would like, because all the stuff about like the Christmas spirit, a freshman in high school is not going to give a shit about that.
They're too cool for the Christmas spirit, 13-year-olds.
They're too cool. It has to be a family thing in my mind. And for that purpose, I think it sort of does serve its purpose. I wouldn't really recommend it to anybody else.
Dude, I don't know. I literally, while I was watching this, I was like, who is this for? Because like I said, teenagers, they're in that angsty teen phase where they're like, I don't even care about the spirit of Christmas. Beep, 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 beep. Like, they're just assholes. Apologies to any teenage listeners. Not you. That was a lie. It is you. Anyway, it's not for adults because this movie's fucking boring and bloodless and boring. And it's not for kids because, like, what kid is like, oh, Mom, Dad, I want to watch fucking Krampus.
There's already like 300 kids' Christmas movies, so it's not for kids.
It's not
That's
for
what I was saying, an alternate, because, like, I don't want to watch Elf again.
I was just
I'd rather
gonna
watch
say
Elf.
You're gonna name something that Carter's gonna get really mad that you just mentioned.
I'm not gonna watch Elf again.
I would rather watch Elf 5 times in one day than watch this movie.
Okay,
That's
so
real.
We differ in opinion. That's fine.
That's fine. Look, this movie was bad. It was a bad fucking movie.
Are we going to argue in front of the children, Carter?
No, we're not going to argue. I'm doing my rant now. This isn't about you anymore, Mason.
Okay, I see how it is.
This movie's a bad fucking movie. Krampus, one, I don't like the CGI toys. It should have been a slasher. 2, it should have been rated R. Because, like, who wants to see this bloodless shit? 3, why are the designs so boring? Apart from the gingerbread men, who are literally just every design of a gingerbread man, everything else in this movie is kind of boring except for that Jack-in-the-Box who's like a big worm. Like, that's the only, like, design that I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool design. But also, they don't do anything scary with him. He just kind of eats some shoes, as far as we see. Like, it's a fucking... Krampus doesn't do shit in the movie. He jumps from rooftop to rooftop and then throws a kid down a fiery pit with his face not moving.
I don't even think he was like that. The design of him wasn't that cool. I thought it was going to be way more like devilish. It just was just a creepy, disfigured old man.
A dude with horns wearing a mask that doesn't move and that's face doesn't move.
Yeah.
The elves were boring as fuck. Nobody knows how to use a gun. It's so fucking boring. And it's such a bad movie that all the things that I wouldn't care about usually in movies, I care about. Like, at the beginning of the movie when Max is like, hey, who made that snowman? They never talk about it again. And I'm like, hey, who fucking made that snowman? Clearly Krampus made it, but why the fuck are you all being like, it's fine. There's nobody else in the neighborhood, but there's just a snow. You're in a horror movie, motherfuckers. Wake up. Wake the fuck up. Your creepy
at that point,
German
nothing
grandma
had really happened yet, though, for the parents to be like sounding the alarms. Like, they're just like, that is weird, but we have like the power just went out, so we got to figure that out. Like, I don't know. I felt like that kind of made more sense. Like it was pretty like the characters behaved all pretty true to themselves and also like true to like what people would do in that scenario for the most part. There's definitely some parts where it's like, what the fuck are you doing? But like,
except for letting their daughter go out in a blizzard, because don't worry, Derek just lives 4 blocks away.
I could see that.
Are you
happening.
serious, Carter?
Dude, the power's out.
That's your point?
Yes.
That's your
100%.
point, that you wouldn't let your daughter walk 4 blocks when it's snowing outside?
Not snowing. Literally, the power and phone lines are out. It's a fucking humongous blizzard. You haven't seen anyone all day. You can't contact anyone. Would I let my daughter leave the house? I would just simply not let my daughter leave the house in that scenario. I'd be like, sorry, dude, you're going to have to stay because the fucking phone lines are out. Like, that means something is bad. When the phone lines are out, that means something is fucked.
Yeah,
like, they all kind of wash over it.
I can't even remember the last time that happened.
Mason, ever in your life have the phone lines been down?
Yeah, like landline, yes, but like cell?
Carter, no. I'm trying to make a call on Christmas and the phone lines are jammed because people are making calls.
Yeah, but it wasn't jammed. It was down. There was nothing. And you can't get cell reception.
How
like,
did they
you
know?
Can't call anyone. Because they tried. They say it in the movie.
Bullshit.
They say it like 3 times in the movie.
So what I'll say, if your kids are like 11 and 13 and you're looking for something different, I'd recommend it.
I thought it was interesting that they just, our only thing that has power besides our phones is this iPad. So instead of conserving that, we're just
it had like 20%. What are you
up.
Talking about?
Yeah, like that has some charge. Like
I didn't have a problem with that. Have you ever met an iPad baby that doesn't get their iPad for more than like 40 minutes? I would totally let the iPad die. That I had no problem with.
I wouldn't have even let them like touch it. This is a great time to get over that iPad
Krampus
baby shit.
Dude, I wanted Krampus to come in so much quicker because that meant the movie would be done, if I'm honest. I really was like, come on, Krampus, let's pick this shit up. Either be scary or fucking take him.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. My main gripes with the movie is just, I wish that like the second half of the second act and then like the third act, like the whole second half of this movie is like not, it's just like kind of just throwing, it's like a theme park ride of just showing you like, here's a creepy or even not even that creepy like Christmas monster thing and they're just gonna fight it or shoot it or whatever. I wish it was more like they're in this big house. Krampus is kind of too big to get in, but like what can he do? Like he does the hook down the chimney, or like he could grab into the window while they're sleeping or whatever, or he can like, I don't know, do some other stuff like dig in from underneath or like send in presents like he does in the movie, I guess. But like, I don't know. I feel like it would have been way cooler if Krampus was like the scary part instead of just like the plot device that starts the movie and kind of ends it. Like, I wish he was more involved in like the actual horror part of it instead of just a bunch of not that scary elves and shit like that.
Instead of the third act of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think a horror movie about a Krampus like being actually scary and like luring children out and shit would be good and scary. Like if he lured that baby somehow, I would have like that would have actually made me nervous. Instead, what happens is a bunch of fucking short dudes burst in and pick up the baby and walk out while everybody does nothing. Like the execution is boring, except for that hook thing, which is why not just do that for a whole movie? That would be way cheaper than animating a fucking robot and a big Jack in the Box and a bunch of elves. You know what I mean? Just buy a fucking hook prop. Just like do something with Krampus. Instead of having him show up and breathe heavy. Like that scene where he's jumping across the rooftops chasing the teenager who didn't deserve it. Like, I'm like, oh, that would be scary. I get this.
Like, I think that would have been, like, I think that part would have made a lot more sense and would have been a lot more, like, fun. And, like, I think the plot would have been more interesting if they really just had him trying to fulfill this kid's wish. Like, he's just a fucked up Santa who doesn't know morals and stuff, but wants to fulfill wishes that are just like something that Santa won't do, like the opposite of Santa, I guess.
Like and what the German lady says, where he's a dark version of Santa. He's a dark reflection of Santa. Like what the lady says in the movie.
Yeah, and then he just like, he goes, okay, so this kid wished that his whole family was gone. So to fulfill that wish, I'm going to try to kill his entire family and him and just terrorize them. Which inadvertently brings them together, but then they're also
he wasn't gonna kill him.
Captured.
He left him,
and then he killed him.
Yeah, because he came back and was fucking trying to punch him and hit him.
That's not what I got from that scene. I felt like the kid came up and was just like trying to revert everything. And he's like, no, that's not how it works. You're dying too. Like, I felt like he was going to come after the kid at the end regardless. Like,
nah, I didn't.
That kid was not surviving. Like, he was going into the fucking snow globe the
He
whole
did.
time.
No, I thought Krampus was going to leave him too. But
Yeah,
I
Krampus
thought,
did leave him.
I know. Well, I know. I agree with you on that front, Mason. But I thought the way that last scene worked, I thought Krampus lived by some kind of like magical code or some shit, and like he always left one. He always left a wish bearer. But then like the kid changed his wish, so I thought he was going to game the system. But then I guess Krampus was just like, nope, I'm going to take you too, and my little elves are going to laugh, and my weird fucked up reindeer are going to butt heads.
Yeah, because the kid had the audacity to think that he could sway the will of a all-powerful spirit.
But he did sway the will of the all-powerful spirit. It was his wish.
No. Okay. In my opinion, so Krampus comes for those who lose the spirit of Halloween. Yes, and to punish those.
Christmas.
Of Halloween.
What am I? I don't. Yeah. So
it's a horror
Halloween.
movie.
You didn't put your jack-o'-lanterns out, you little bitches. I'm coming for you.
There was a snowman. It's Halloween-ish. Whatever. He comes for people who lose the spirit of Christmas. So he came for this family. The same way that he was going to leave this child in the same way that he left the grandma so that she could pass on that story and pass on the message of Krampus. Because if he just takes a whole family who loses the spirit of Christmas, it's not going to scare anybody into believing again. Or like, because they just don't know. They're like, oh yeah, the Johnsons disappeared over Christmas. Never showed up again. But if there's one kid who survived and is telling a story about a monster who killed everyone because he didn't believe in Christmas anymore.
But the grandma also didn't tell the story beforehand. She told it in the middle of Krampus' attack.
That's the problem with a grandma who English is her second language. How can you blame her?
Well, like
she spoke
was
fluent English. She told the story in fluent English.
Yeah, I
Barely.
think that she's been like scared of Krampus for like her entire life because she's the kid in the story that she tells, right? Like,
yes.
Yeah, she has PTSD. She lost her parents when she was like 12.
So she's like always like every year for Christmas, she's always like weird. And then she just doesn't want to like scare everybody else by telling them about this because it's never happened again, I guess.
Yeah,
so that made
exactly,
sense to
because
me
it didn't
why she
happen
didn't
the rest
share.
of her life.
No, I understand why she didn't say it. I'm saying that discredits the whole, well, she's telling the world of Krampus. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense why the grandma doesn't say anything beforehand. I'm saying him leaving the grandma didn't make everybody hear the story of Krampus.
Yeah, she didn't tell anybody.
She didn't tell nobody.
She should have. That's the problem. Is she should have, because then they would have believed. And if they
Nobody would have
didn't
believed.
Krampus would have came for them.
No, like if
And
that
then they
happened
believe.
today, like if there was like horrific murder, like all of this entire family is dead, or like even just gone, and there's just a kid, and the kid says it's evil Santa. He came and killed them and took them away. Who the fuck is gonna believe that kid? They're just gonna be like, no, what did you do? Like,
What did you do is crazy. Yeah. What did you do is insane.
That kid he's probably delusional. Like,
yeah, they'll probably, I don't think they'll be like, what do you do? What did you do? They'll be like, hey kid, you okay? Let's get you to some therapy. The kid, the fucking child who lost his whole family. Fucking kid. Let's fucking get him.
Well, if he's like sold on it being
what
like
did you do?
Evil Santa, but there's just a bunch of dead, like
imagine Commissioner Gordon wrapping a coat around young Bruce Wayne's shoulders. What did you do?
I love the idea of a kid coming up to you and like, I lost my parents. What did you do? Piece of shit, kid.
Maybe that was not the best way to bring this up.
What's wrong with you, you fucking monster?
You did it, didn't you? You're 9. I bet you did it.
I bet you killed 18 grown adults.
Can we swab his hands for gunpowder residue?
Yeah, what the fuck? Hey, did you tear apart this fucking Hummer too? Also, is a Hummer or a truck? Because they say truck at the beginning of the movie and then it's a Hummer. Anyway,
I think a Hummer is a truck.
I think that
thing.
was just,
a Hummer is not a truck. A truck is a truck. A Hummer is
Was
just
it not-
a big
was it-
thing for dudes with little penises.
Was it not a woman who called the Hummer a truck?
No, he calls it a truck. He's like, go get the stuff from the
David
truck.
Koechner does?
Yes.
That's a writing problem.
In the first act, they call it a truck, and then they're like, and then in the second act, when they're doing their little mission, they go, "Let's go out to the Hummer. Yeah,
Let's get Lucinda.
my Hummer can get through anything, motherfuckers."
Have you guys seen any other movies that have a Hummer in it that you can think of?
Yeah.
Which movie?
Zombieland.
Zombieland does have a Hummer.
I forgot about that.
And that's a great movie.
It's a much cooler Hummer.
I
only
fell
other
apart
movie I could
laughing
think of.
when Jesse Eisenberg rode the motorcycle into the bushes. I fell apart laughing.
I do love Zombieland. I wish we'd watch Zombieland instead of this.
Yeah, but it's not Halloween, Carter, even though I said Halloween. It's fucking Christmas.
We don't need to watch Zombieland during Halloween, but we cannot watch it during Christmas.
God damn it.
It's not allowed.
We could watch Double Tap as well.
True.
Double feature.
The only other movie I could think of that had a Hummer in it was this Christmas movie called Unaccompanied Minors. Have you guys seen that?
I've seen it. That's also a bad Christmas movie.
Hey, shut up. I like that.
Suspect title.
It's not. It's about kids left at an airport on Christmas because there's a snowstorm and they were flying alone because all their parents are divorced.
The suspect premise.
It's cute. It's Paul Feig, I think, directed it. I watched it when I was like 7, and I thought it was so cool that the part where they have the walkie-talkies that have video cameras and they put it on the security cameras and get out. That was awesome. Remember that part, Carter?
Yeah, I remember that part. The movie Cars has a Hummer. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a Hummer in the movie Cars, and he plays the governor of California. Or he is the governor of California.
Was he the governor of California while he was making the movie?
No, he's not actually in it. They're doing a bit because an Austrian guy is the governor of California, and he's a Hummer because Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California when that movie was made, and he's big. And he's the guy. He's like part of the newscast where after Lightning McQueen gets stuck in Radiator Springs, and he's like, "Lightning McQueen must be found at all costs."
That was a good accent. Nice, Carter.
Thank you.
Should watch those Cars movies.
They're good, except for 2.
Whoa.
What?
All right, should we wrap this up?
Carter just said something a little too controversial. We gotta wrap it up.
That's not what I was saying. We're done.
Yeah, come back next week, guys. We'll be watching Krampus the Naughty Cut and giving you our thoughts about that.
I can't wait to see Krampus now with added extra CGI blood. The cut,
dude. The added 4.5 minutes and the couple F-bombs according to Reddit.
Dude, so good.
I'm ready for it.
The elves come in and they just go fuck, 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 fuck.
It's all 80 yard. It's the same shots. They just have the word fuck a bunch.
They have the word fuck, and like when
she says fudge, it's just changed to fuck.
When the
But
dad
it's so
gets,
obvious.
when the dad gets stabbed by the toy robot, there's like a stock footage like spurt of blood that comes out from his back. That's
or like the Freddie Wong like blood cloud explosion.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Isn't that a muzzle
there's a
flash
part where you
turn
can
it red?
see,
Or like
you can see Krampus's balls.
I would love to see.
It's
what
unrated.
a good. That would be awesome. If like at the end he's just like it's like the movie
Krampus
This Is the End.
butthole cut.
Krampus the butthole cuts. That's so stupid.
Channing Tatum shows up.
Instead of Krampus jumping across the rooftops in that like coat, in that like dusty ass cloak, it's Krampus butt ass naked jumping across rooftops. Balls. That's the dumbest thing ever. Anyway, let's end this. What have you guys been watching or looking forward to this week?
I'm gonna review Krampus first. Actually, I'm gonna give it a ranking or a rating, not a ranking. Carter, you say ranking so much when you mean to say rating. I just wanted to point that out.
Whatever. Ranking the bottom of my list. Fucking whatever. Anyway, what's your rating?
I would give Krampus. I personally enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't think it was like perfect or anything, but I would give it like a 5 out of 10 just because if I was recommending it to somebody, it would have a lot of like, yeah, it's not like good, but it's like fun. If you like want to watch a movie that doesn't like make you think too hard and you just want to watch some fun stuff and you're okay with a horror movie that doesn't have any blood, this is not that bad of a Christmas horror movie because I don't really know that many other ones. So yeah, I think a 5 is good. It was fine. Not even really good, but it was fun for what it was.
Mason?
I would give Krampus a rating. No, I'd probably rank it like a staff sergeant. But
a staff sergeant?
Rating wise, I'll also give it a 5. I'll give it a 5.
Staff sergeant is pretty high up.
I'll stand behind of like, I think if you have older kids, I think it might be a fun family movie. And I think that it's also, because of the PG-13 rating, I think it's a good like intro horror movie if you have someone who's younger who's like interested in horror.
If your like extended family is over for Christmas and there's like a bunch of like high school aged kids, you could put this on with them and they would.
Or if you want to send some subliminal messages because we have an intense Democrat Republican duel over the dinner table.
Yeah, true. Just say we need to stick together, otherwise I'm gonna wish that you guys weren't here and then Krampus is gonna come.
If you want a movie that's gonna bring the two political parties of our country together, I
can't think of anything.
It could be
else
this.
but
I might
Krampus.
have to change my rating to 10 out of 10. This might save our country. Krampus might save our country.
This movie is gonna save America. Actually, you
Bernie
know what?
couldn't, but Krampus can.
Actually, you know what? If my Republican family did come over for Christmas, I would want like a Krampus, like get out of jail. I would like summon the Krampus.
Do it. Yeah, suggest it. Now you have that ace in the sleeve, Carter.
just to fucking, my fucking racist ass family comes over. They're like, well, I just think it's a good thing. I could be like, well, I'm going to summon the Krampus. I'm going to summon an ancient German spirit.
I expect that to be reflected in your rating of this movie.
Okay. Well, seeing as how I'm never talking to my Trumpy family again,
don't be like this.
I'm giving it a 3.5
out of 10.
Out of 10, mostly because I know you said you don't have to think about it, Abel, and you don't. It's not a movie that requires thinking, but it's a movie that for me is bad enough that I think about it more because I'm not swept up in any kind of fear or emotion or like for any characters, right? So the whole time I'm like, why doesn't anybody care about the snowman? Why would you send your daughter out in this blizzard? She doesn't seem dressed appropriately for this amount of blizzard.
It's not like immersive enough for you so that it can't make you not get frustrated about plot contrivances.
Yes, I get really pedantic. It's bad enough that I'm getting very pedantic. And good movies, people will like bring up pedantic points, and I'm like, yeah, but shut up because it was good and I was immersed. And this movie didn't do that. So 3.5. I'm only giving it the 0.5 because the hook scene was pretty good. It's a pretty good scene, except it was in all the trailers. So their only good horror thing they showed everybody before the movie came out. Anyway.
Aww.
So yeah, 3.5. I thought it was a big stinker. And if I were to give this a ranking, Mason, it would be a fucking corporal.
Oh my god. You know what I would give a rating at 10 out of 10 though? That gingerbread. Did you see how soft it looked?
It looked pretty fucking soft. It actually did look like a tasty ass gingerbread.
It was thick and soft like banana bread almost.
No, like nuts. The good gingerbread. Because there's that crispy, crunchy ass gingerbread that snaps your teeth, you know? Hate that
I'll
shit.
eat it because I'm a sugar whore, but like...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's garbage.
You know me.
I hate myself while I'm eating it.
No, exactly. I'm like, this isn't like enjoyable. I could be
There's
eating a ginger...
frosting on it, so like it's bearable, but like...
Yeah. Nah. I could be eating a ginger snap and it would be way better because it tastes more like ginger, and that's the point. But like those soft gingerbread men and cookies...
I mean, to be fair though, ginger snap is kind of just like solidified molasses.
Yeah, Mason. Yes.
Okay, but we don't live in the 20s, Carter. We don't need to eat molasses anymore. We have high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, but I don't like it's too. Sometimes after drinking a bunch of peppermint patties, I just want a molasses cookie. Okay?
After drinking peppermint patty. Okay, sick.
Peppermint schnapps and hot chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking of
that
the
sounds
fucking
so
York.
good.
I was thinking of the Yorks, and I was like, a smoothie of York
I was thinking
peppermint
about
patties.
No,
peanuts.
the booze, the drink, the fucking...
Oh, that's how you know I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah, this is how we know
Ew,
Mason doesn't
Carter.
drink.
Ew.
I actually prefer butterbeer. I prefer
I'll take
butter.
a butterbeer.
I prefer butterscotch schnapps in my hot chocolate because it's not as sweet. Anyway, moving on.
What have you been watching, Carter?
I've been watching Christmas. Some of my favorite Christmas movies, some that we're not going to get to this holiday season. The movie Klaus. Are we getting to the movie Klaus? We didn't pick the movie
No.
Klaus, did we? The movie Klaus. Watch it. It's so good. In fact, it's great. And I am, yeah, that's what I'll say. Fucking the movie Klaus. Good movie on
Klaus.
Netflix. Watch it.
What about you, Mason?
I've been watching my life wither away while I'm grinding camos on Call of Duty.
Is the new Call of Duty good?
I like it, but I would definitely it's the first Call of Duty where I would not suggest it to any casual gamer. Like, this is the first one I'm not suggesting to my dad. The movement system is definitely different.
Huh. Is it I like to play Call of Duty, but it's mostly when I want to listen to a podcast and just play who has the faster reaction time and just not even think about what I'm doing. Would it be good for that, or should I stick with, I don't know, older ones?
Yeah, I would say so. I definitely like rough gameplay and gunplay in the game, I think is good. And then also I'm a big zombies fan, and I think the zombies in this game is actually pretty good compared to the past couple as well.
I hate zombies, if I'm being completely honest.
Dude, I fucking high school, my life was zombies.
High school?
Yeah.
That was me saying also beginning of college, your life was...
That was the bonding, that was me and bonding, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Call of Duty Zombies.
One time, Abel, we had to literally drag him away from Call of Duty Zombies to go to a party with us.
Holy
Did you?
fuck.
Yes, when you were at the house and we were like, we're going.
I can't what was I can't imagine I was doing anything important.
No, you weren't.
I wouldn't have attempted around 100 at Hunter's house.
No, no, that's what we were saying. You were so antisocial that night that you were like, no, I'm playing zombies. And we were like,
where
dude,
was the party?
house.
That's why.
Should I bleep out these names?
I think that's our episode, folks.
I've been watching Harry Potter. Harry Potter's
I was
good.
gonna say, yeah, Harry Potter are great, fantastic, great holiday movies for anyone.
Yeah.
I would say yes, bleep all of these names. And Carter,
Okay.
if the party was at, I would have gone then.
Yeah, well, we managed to get you out there. Anyway, thanks. You got anything more to say about Harry Potter, Abel?
Next week we're watching Fred Claus.
Red Claws.
Yeah.
Boom.
Excited to talk about that one. Until then, everybody take care. Have a good one.
Happy holidays.